The following podcast may contain strong language. Listener discretion is advised. Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to this week's episode of the Hallmark of Greatness podcast, a podcast dedicated to highlighting the beauty of all the Hallmark, Lifetime, straight-to-TV movies that don't get the admiration they fully deserve. I'm Anthony Burke, and with me as always are the two of the meanest people I know. He was recently sent to an alternate timeline by the ghost of Faye Dunaway. It's Joe Higgins.
Where was this one from? I can't remember.
The Thanksgiving one. That was the last one we did.
Oh, Christ.
And his position as a mall Santa is under review after it was found he was taking the children's pocket money. It's Craig Lowe.
I'm not making any funnies about this now because this film has just destroyed any sense of Christmas spirit I have.
Wait.
Got stuff to do before then.
If you'd like to keep
Contain
up
your
to date,
rage.
if you'd like to keep up to date with all things Hallmark of Greatness, you can follow the show on Twitter at Hallmark of Great, on Instagram at Hallmark of Greatness. You can email the show at hallmarkofgreatness@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook. Joe's got a Twitch channel. In the build-up to Advent, in the build-up to Christmas, we are doing an Advent. So for the 24 days of Christmas, we will be releasing a shorter podcast for most days of various Christmas films that were picked by a Wheel of Death. Because, quite frankly, some of these films are going to be awful.
Classics, every one of them.
Oh,
Everyone, especially this one.
I'm with no doubt that anything can be better than this.
So tune in every day to find the latest episode.
We're doing this madness for a reason. If you want to go to Wood Street Mission, just Google it. It's a Manchester charity that raises money for kids who don't get nothing at Christmas. So if you can give them some money, give them some money. If you can't, tell people that you know and give them some money.
Yeah.
There'll be links in the show notes of every single episode of this. Because
we'll provide the chuckles, you provide the presents.
Well, I think I wrote on the Twitter, if you've ever even laughed once at this, give them a quid.
God, we're asking a lot. One laugh, God. I know.
Well, it's not a per laugh basis, but like...
Well, I was going to say, some episodes we won't be getting out. We know them. We know them. Some of the quality of these jokes.
How dare.
I think we've worked out that us three will be doing like 3 big full-length podcasts, and the rest
who knows?
I think it's 3, and the rest
at
of
the
them
very
will be
least
smaller.
2, and the rest will be
They'll
short,
be
15-minute ones, quick bursts.
So, with that being said, welcome to door number 1 of the Hallmark of Greatness podcast Advent. Door number 1 is, I want to say, a little bit of a cheat because the fact that it's straight to TV or straight to whatever is a little bit of a push. But it's Home Sweet Home Alone.
Fucking
Disney Plus.
trash.
If it gets a cinema release, then it counts.
No, but...
We've seen enough made-for-streaming films.
I know. We stretched it out for Christmas.
Would you like to hear my synopsis, what I wrote?
Oh, God, yes.
I just imagined that it wasn't a Home Alone film. Home Sweet Home Alone. Helen Sweet has to return to the town of Wintersack to take over her dying grandfather's gingerbread shop. But ruthless land baron Chip Bastard wants the land the shop is on to open a factory that renders pig fat into soap and that. Can Helen get the town to rally behind the historic building and raise enough money to stay in business with a sponsored gingerbread house icing contest? Probably.
Good, I like that.
Yeah.
The actual synopsis. Home Sweet Home Alone. A married couple tries to steal back a valuable heirloom from a troublesome kid.
I mean,
I think more effort went into that description than anything else in this film.
Right,
yeah,
I'm gonna
CGI.
I'm going to start this now, given my rating, because I didn't mind this.
I mean,
Compared to other straight-to-TV movies, and not comparing it to Home Alone,
yes, this is
a solid 5.
This is the line we have to draw.
Right,
in the
I'm going to work on this.
Having
I'm not letting that stand.
He's going to try and get that rating down.
What bullshittery is this?
If I was not comparing it to the original Home Alone, which I actually hate anyway, but this film made me like it more, then as a standalone film, it's serviceable.
As I said,
as a Home Alone reboot / whatever,
it's problematic.
Knockers, mate. Bad knockers.
If it doesn't want me to think about the original Home Alone, stop fucking referencing it every 10 minutes.
Well, it's referencing it for I think this was made for the upcoming kids who are going to watch this on Disney Plus.
They're going to hate it.
the references are for the parents who watched the original 30 years ago, whatever it was.
Also going to
Needed
hate
to
it.
lean fully into one camp or the other. This straddles both the camps.
It does. You're
like
right.
a dirty Dutch straddler.
I'm still at 5.
And
at the minute.
nobody
You're not
wants
convinced me of
that.
this.
Oh, we're not even started on the film yet. Don't you worry. That 5 is coming falling like a like a cue ball out of a bloody t-shirt gun.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't work.
Yeah.
No. Mythbusters would have something to say about that.
Mythbusters wouldn't touch this with a fucking 5-foot pole.
This is going to be Craig's sweary episode. This
So angry.
For each swear, Craig has to give money to that charity.
So we open with Pam and Jeff McKenzie, who
Some
are
good names in this, as in actual actors.
Oh, the acting in it should have made it great. The only person who really lets it down is that little kid who is terrible.
Yes.
Hired based on maybe 2 lines from Jojo Rabbit, and sadly didn't deliver.
I mean, it's a bold choice to open your Home Alone film with 10 minutes of the villains, but quote unquote villains, rather than focusing on your main protagonist. But I digress. There are bigger fish to fry in this.
So you've got Ellie Kemper and Rob Delaney.
Yep. Both very funny people.
Yep. Rob Delaney, yes. Ellie Kemper, yes. They're selling their house, or they're having an open house.
Do we get open houses here? I wanted to
I
ask
don't think so. No. I think you just get shown round by like a man in a cheap suit, don't you? Yeah.
You see it a lot in American kind of films and stuff, but I've never seen.
Yeah, you put like biscuits out, people come round and like rifle through all your stuff. It's weird. But also, Kenan Thompson is there for some reason.
Kenan Thompson from Kenan and Kel and Saturday Night Live.
Yep.
Most famously from Kenan and Kel.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been in Saturday Night Live for like 20 years now.
What's Saturday Night Live on in this country of the United Kingdom?
Sky.
It's on like ITV5 or something nonsense like that.
It's been on, but it's also on. We've got Peacock now, haven't we? So it's on that.
They're selling this house because
he's lost his job.
He's lost his job because he is in data
migration.
Some fucking nonsense I couldn't care less about.
So made up job that could easily be transferred.
But they go into it a lot, and it's clearly someone's got beef with data migration services. And then they're talking to like some hipster young couple, and they're trying to do bits, and it's just like, oh, shoot me in the head.
This is the worst part of every children's film, lingo.
Yeah.
Old people doing lingo.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Yes.
But we cut to a car being driven by notorious Irish woman, Aisling B, doing...
Got a lovely accent normally.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why they wouldn't let her do it normally.
No, but because they make her do a very Hugh Grant style.
I am an Englishman. Yeah, lady, sorry.
A very Hugh Grant style English accent, and it slips in and out throughout the film.
It wanders, yes.
Yeah. That's the only reason we're doing this is because fucking Jojo Shitpants can't do a goddamn Irish accent. So
because he was hired based on Jojo Rabbit, and he wasn't that good there.
This entire film is built around this kid. How this
film
was
a strong lead in a thing where it's going to be mostly the kid. The kid is in this film for about 15 minutes.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Actual Jojo Rabbit kid, not this.
Yes, they should have had Jojo Rabbit or literally any other kid.
Yeah.
One of the sisters.
Jojo Rabbit, by the way. Cool.
Yes, Jojo Rabbit's a very good film, Andy. You just like the Hitler in it, don't you? Yeah. So they're selling their house and
in a secret because kids aren't allowed to know.
The kids aren't allowed to know. I mean, they'll know one day when they come home and they don't live there anymore.
Yeah, when all the stuff's in boxes in the back of a van going.
But yes, Aisling B is Carol Mercer and Archie Yates. We should stop bullying because he's only a child and it's not his fault, but he's terrible in this. Is Max Mercer. Yeah. He is a little precocious, annoying, spoilt git all the way through this. Yeah, he talks like a 40-year-old like middle manager. Because he's just like, Mother, I need to go to the toilet. I drank so much fizzy pop, and now my little bladder can't take it. And she's like, have you tried hitting? Like,
in the last one.
You're in America. There is literally a McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell every 50 yards.
For some reason, they're driving through suburbia.
Just a random road trip through middle American suburbia.
Yes. Did they actually say where they were or not?
Well, it's Illinois, isn't it? It's Chicago. Yeah, that's what it is. Because it's in the same area as the original.
Oh, is it? I didn't realize it was meant to be.
Yeah, Buzz hasn't moved far away from home. Yeah, spoilers. So she sees a sign for this open house, and being British and therefore cheeky as fuck, they decide to go into this house to use the toilet under the guise that they're looking at buying it. I mean, you see like the contrivances here already, don't you?
Yeah, we're already really stretching to get these two separate groups to interact in some way.
Rob Delaney is taking stuff out of a closet for some reason.
He's getting pop
best not to sell.
He's getting bottled water for the open
Oh, yeah.
house because reasons.
Because I often keep that in a cupboard.
It was because
and not in my kitchen.
He's because he was doing his best to put people off from buying the house. So Ellie Kemper made him go and get some fresh water so that he wasn't in the way.
He had to sell the house because his job in
I
data
built
management.
this, Joe.
Yeah, the kid starts doing cracking wise, and I'm like, just hit him, Rob Delaney. Just hit him.
Yeah, you're bigger than him. Much bigger.
Oh, you're so tall. You could be Frankenstein. And I'm like, who are you and why are you in my house?
And we go into bad writing number 1 where we have obligatory. Actually, it's not Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein's monster.
Anytime they do that, I'm like,
oh, for God's sake.
We mentioned it off the podcast that this film does have a sense of a film was written and then the executives went, nah, you need to change all that.
There's a lot of notes.
I believe this is a Ghostbusters 2016 situation where they got a lot of funny people in to make funnies. They had a very loose outline. Everybody makes silly jokes, and we'll try and stitch this together into some sort of plot. Because my God, there is nothing here.
Right, 4.9.
There we go. That's one. That'll do. We started.
Oh, long enough. You'll get him down to 0.
Oh my God, it's breaking legs all over again.
They find it's not as bad as breaking legs. It's not. It's not. There's not an anti-rape rap in this one. So yeah, he pulls all these dolls out that are his mum's dolls, and the kid's like, "Oh, you play with dolls?" And I'm like, "Again, who are you, and why are you in my house?
Why are you still here, judging me for my life choices?"
But one of these dolls has got an upside down face. Like spoilers, that is a big feature of this film.
Yeah.
They leave. There's some bullshit where Carol and Max are like having a go at each other, and she's like, "Right, no McDonald's for you." I was like, "You were going to McDonald's anyway."
Yeah, they were en route. Hold it for just
have a
few
McQueen,
minutes.
Yeah. They leave. There's some nonsense with an orange soda that they don't even give to Kenan Thompson.
Yeah,
they wouldn't. It was Kelly who loved orange soda.
I know, but it would have been like he could have gone a bit. I had a friend who used to like this. Yeah, and Coolio pops out, and yeah. And then it cuts to. Oh God! Don't do it all. It cuts to Carol's house where all their family are going to Japan for Christmas because reasons.
I feel like was it her daughter? Was it Ashley B's daughter that lived in Japan? Because she just showed up there.
We're not just business tripping.
No, it was like the entire family went, though, didn't they?
Yeah, but whereas in Home Alone, it felt like that house was overrun with people. This feels like there was an extra 3 people in the house inconveniencing them. It's not. Uncle Frank, 'tis not.
I think.
No, he also didn't have any cousins or brothers or anything.
There was 2 or 3 kids running about.
Yeah, but none of them were
dicking about with Nerf guns. And then his sister and his brother.
Yeah,
and that was it.
So and I think there was a young girl putting snow into a suitcase outside when they were leaving the next morning as well. But that's still not for the amount of adults that were there. It should have been very easy to control these children, possibly with hitting.
The size of that house, damn straight.
Adults, actors who were vastly underused.
It's like, oh, hello, Pete Holmes. I'm looking forward to seeing you a lot more in this film. Oh, wait, I've now seen 75% of your performance in this 2-minute scene.
Hey, at least he got more than one line, like Chris Parnell.
Chris Parnell's joke about a sleep apnea machine. Then we never see him again. Yeah.
Never see him again.
But little shit-faced Max is like, oh, nobody will talk to me because I'm an annoying little shit pipe. And then he goes to his mum, and his mum's like, because there's like a big storm coming in.
Yeah.
They've had to split the flights into 2 separate flights that leave at different times as well.
Yeah, and we've split the adults up from the adults from the children.
I know. They don't have 2 planes holding hands flying to Japan. But yeah, and
split the adults from the children, and yet the parents don't want to be there to at least one parental unit from each side of this family should be there to supervise the children.
No, we never see the dad.
Not just Pete Holmes dicking about.
I mean, the bit when he was going on about shaving someone's head made me laugh. But
yeah,
Max has enough of this.
I remember when this film thought it was going to be funny.
Max has had enough of nobody paying attention and not being the center of attention. So he goes and sits in his BMW car, turns on his BMW touchscreen.
He goes into his product placement mobile,
waits for the BMW logo to fade away, and puts on a Looney Tunes cartoon, and then promptly falls asleep.
That was my favourite part.
Yeah. I'm sad he wasn't running the engine in the garage.
Yeah, would have been a much shorter film.
Pipe.
No, it would have just filled up eventually.
Yeah.
It's how Hedley Lamar died, isn't it?
Probably some kind of electric car anyway, it wouldn't have worked.
It was a BMW.
It was. Did you not notice the logos everywhere?
Again, I think BMW do electric cars.
Because we all know that the screens inside a car permanently sit on the logo of the car company. Even when not in use, it just sits there burning precious fuel.
He didn't put the key in the engine.
No, he said he jumped straight in the back and the screen was still on that screen. And then he turned it on and we were halfway through a Looney Tunes cartoon.
That's the least of your worries then. Right, let's move on.
No, that's a big one, 4.8.
There we go, bang.
Okay, bloody hell. The other family, Pam and Jeff, have realised that they need to sell this house. They're having a chat about it, and they're like, "Oh, we could sell that doll. That's worth at least $5,000. I saw it on like Antiques Trunk or something."
Was it not the? I think it was Ashley B told him that sometimes they go.
Oh yeah,
those
these
kind
can
of
be
dolls
these
go
can be
for.
quite.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then he was googling it.
So he looked it up, and it's worth $200,000.
Yeah, he goes on off-brand eBay, and for some reason, somebody is listing a doll on eBay for $200,000
because it is a rare misprint.
Yeah, rather than going to
It's
like
like
an
Elvis.
auction house or somewhere like that.
All the planes are upside down. Stratohoovius. Yeah.
Only 10 of these dolls made.
Yeah, and it's a horrible looking thing as well. I don't know why you'd want it, but collecting things is weird anyway. Says the man with all the Judge Dredd toys behind him.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Oh, we're going to get the doll." He hasn't got the doll. He immediately assumes, as I would as well, because fuck this kid, that the kid's nicked it because he's a little shithouse.
Because he was after some drink when he was there. That was in the cupboard.
He's not allowed.
He's not allowed because he needs to ask his mum, like any responsible adult would say to another child.
I'm not going to give someone else's kid drinks.
And then he was eyeing up the doll, but not to Nick, just because it's weird looking.
Yeah, but then
good old Rob Delaney blamed him.
I mean, Rob Delaney tries in this. Ellie Kemper tries in this, but I think they're hampered. So he's like, "Oh, kid." He's like, I'll look them up because he has a flashback to them yelling at each other using their full names, which is very rude for a child to do that to their parent as well.
And also, having that sort of recall, you're in the wrong job in data migration.
Yeah, he should be in Memory Man. Should put a turban on and recite an entire deck of cards on a pier somewhere. It's not a lot of money in it, but it's rewarding.
More money he's getting now.
Yeah. So he looks them up, and the next day he drives out there. All these people are like children are just running riot, and the adults are not bothered in the slightest. Yeah. And I was like, I hope I'm not on that fucking plane with these people, because if it was, I'd be into the ocean. They assume because he's not one of their family that he's a driver that's going to help them, and I'm like, I hate all you people.
Yes.
Like, it's not even a fun bit. Because, again, not to compare it to the original one, but it's purely a mistake of miscounting heads in the first one, isn't it?
Yeah, there is no. He's literally just forgotten. There is no like miscount or anything like that.
Nobody counts.
It's literally like everyone's right. We're off. We're not even going to look to see if everyone's here. We're in a rush.
They all get in. They go off. They see again. Right.
Rob
do people do this? I need to ask people about this. When they drive off, they put the alarm code on 1112,
which they announce,
which they yell very loudly for any neighbours to hear, and then proceed to literally put a key under a planter.
Not even under the flat pot. It's just sort of loosely next to it in the snow.
And I'm like, do people do that? Because like I know this is like my thing of asking people about like jaywalking in America. Do they just leave keys like above the door jam and stuff?
I guess it looked like a bit of a cul-de-sac kind of street, so maybe they all know each other and trust each other.
You know what it looked like? You know what it looked like? A fucking plot contrivance.
Yeah.
It needed so that they weren't breaking into the window. So that there was a reason for them to not seem too bad about breaking and entering. They were just entering.
Well, Rob Delaney's left standing there.
And ahhing. He looks through the window. He sees the kid's coat. He opens he gets the key. He has a panic because a car goes past in a funny bit.
The kid's coat does have like something in the
pocket. A bulge
pocket.
in the pocket. Yes, so to speak.
Which would suggest that it was the doll.
Yes. He opens the thing. He puts the code in. No, he doesn't go in, does he? He goes home.
No, because
he goes home and has a panic attack.
A car comes past, which he
mistakes for a police car and an attack dog, and it's just a poodle and
funny joke.
He goes home. He tells Pam, they're like, "Well, we'll just go back and get it. Like, it's not breaking and entering because we've got a key, and like nothing's breaking, is it?" And you go,
also, it can wait a couple more days. You know the doll's worth that much. You think you know where it is. take the house off the market. Wait till after Christmas.
No, it
Job,
can't.
Bob's your
No,
uncle.
it can't.
Can't take the house off the market because they've had an offer.
You don't have to accept the offer.
The deadline. Yes,
It's not
Keenan
like
came back
it's not
and told them.
eBay.
Keenan came back and said the deadline is before either the day after Christmas or something like that.
You got to put an artificial timeline in there. Yeah.
Take that shit
Keenan
off the
definitely came back
market.
and said, oh, yeah,
Keenan's not from the bank. He's not in control of the mortgage.
He
just
wants his
that.
commish.
He wants that sweet commish for Christmas. He's queuing up Christmas Eve looking for last minute presents.
He has to try and help Kel out.
There's only so much orange soda he can invest in. I'm surprised he's not taking it out the bloody cupboard.
He was the invisible boy in Mystery Men. Shush.
I've got a quick question.
Go on.
Surely in this day and age of security and stuff at airports and what have you, if they've got a name on a list, which they will have, which will have been Max, whatever his surname is, they would have flagged that up instantly to the family and gone, we've not got all the passports here.
They would have also said, we've got an extra ticket here. Can you just show? We need to look at this child before we can let you through security.
All right, that's all I need to know.
Yeah.
4.7.
Oh, yeah, brilliant. Also,
pre 9/11, do whatever you wanted on a plane. Yeah,
rock up whenever.
We get our first little nudge, wink, wink at this point to the original Home Alone, as the home is protected by McAllister Home Security.
It is,
yeah. With the little house from the Home Alone logo as the security logo.
Yep.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't spot that.
I was instantly shouting boo at the screen.
Yeah, I was a bit like, oh, this feels dirty. They come in, they put 2221 in because he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
The alarm doesn't. Yeah, he's migrating off data like a goose. Yeah. They have a poke about. They can't find it. And then
leave.
And then the kid
hears them upstairs, and then doesn't the Alexa thing in the house say something in German?
The Alexa thing,
we've missed out the vital part that the Alexa in the house has, for some reason, been switched to German language instead of English,
which is then quickly rectified in the next scene when he goes, "Go back to English," and he goes, "Okay." And you go, "Great, that's a joke that doesn't pay off."
Good writing, team.
They leave, they're outside, and then
we get our
the best cameo in it.
Yes.
Because it's nice he gets work.
Yeah. I was going to say, he had a couple of days left over from his shift at Taco Bell. He could take a couple of days leave.
Yes, Buzz from the original Home Alone shows up as a McAllister security guard, like a private security guard.
He's police.
He's police.
He's actual.
Is he 5-0? Oh, okay.
He's actual police.
He's 5-0.
Yeah. I'm cool. And there's this horrible weird bit where they're outside and like Pam's flirting with him.
Yeah, to try and throw him off the scent. Yeah, they're pretending it's their house and the alarm's gone off by accident and there's no need for any alarm officer.
Yeah, and he just goes, "Okay then, you're white. You're clearly up to nothing. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for inviting me to the film. I'll show up for one more quick scene.
I'll do another scene.
5 minutes.
Can I keep this sandwich?
Yep. Can I keep my wardrobe?"
Yeah. For his general stripper job later on.
Can go next to that nice green jumper he had in the original Home Alone, framed on his wall in his 2-room studio apartment.
All right, what have you got against Buzz? Jeez.
Do we now get fake Paul Shear at any point soon?
I believe this is when I've got more and more people keep showing up. I think this is when
we cut to Japan and Irish doing English is shouting at Pete Holmes and his giant oversized fake Toblerones.
Pete Holmes wasn't even the dad. That's the annoying part.
Yeah,
we had I completely his name. Andy Daly, I want to call him.
I don't know. Other comedic actor who's wasted in one scene.
And a few other things, and just wasted again.
Yeah, it's Andy Daly. Yeah,
Andy Daly.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, you forgot that child that is British." Yeah,
I wasn't sure what accent you were going for there.
No, neither was she. And she's like, "I have to go back. Where's my passport? It's in your hand. Oh, you see how easy it is to forget stuff." Hilarity. We've just left the child in terrible, terrible danger on his own.
Yes.
You've now seen scene 1 of the entire arc of this mother.
Yes.
Stay tuned. There are 2 more scenes.
2 more scenes with her.
Remember when Catherine O'Hara had the main subplot of the original? If they insist on calling this Home Alone, I will compare it till the cows come home.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that's fair right. This one. It was.
Yeah, it's good. that.
I'll give you that one, Craig. 4.6.
The next day, Jeff goes out to buy milk and goes and fannies about in the house some more, I think, doesn't he?
We've got the family arrived. His
brother, his wife, and a child they've adopted.
Yes.
Was it?
Well, not to be horrible, but like he's white American, she's Asian American, and this kid looks Hispanic.
Okay.
And I'm not bothered by that, but I just didn't understand because it was never explained. And the Hispanic child is a kleptomaniac. So
yeah,
I like to call this scene. We were 10 minutes short of our runtime.
Yeah, let's have a walk very slowly up the driveway.
Kept throwing snowballs at Rob Delaney and.
They're rich.
Essentially, yeah, they're rich, and Rob Delaney and families.
They're basically Adam Scott in Step Brothers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can sing high. Yeah, they make them sleep downstairs, and then the next day they do like a charity concert for old people.
Yes,
they go to an old folks' home to do a sing-song bells concert run by Jim Rash of Community fame.
Being Jim Rash.
Yes, once again.
Was not given a script and just went, do some Jim Rash style stuff, pal.
Worth noting, Academy Award winner Jim Rash.
Yeah. Barack Obama is scared of me.
Making funny, just doing the character for Community.
Yeah. This bit is terribly weird, doesn't go anywhere.
Unnecessary.
You've just described 90% of the film.
There's a good bit where an old man just says that they're shit, which made me laugh.
It was there because Dean Pelton was on set for a day.
Yeah. Yes, they
were filming something else next door, and it was like, fancy bobbing on? We've not got a script. We're all just making funny. It's like Ghostbusters. We're just making funny.
Just want to do a bit.
Yeah, just do your bit. Do your type 5. We'll keep some of it.
Jim Rash, he looks disappointed in himself.
Yeah. He looks like, why am I doing this?
Oh yeah, the paycheck. It's Disney now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then we go back to Max, who's in the house, and he's like, I'm home alone, says the name of the film. Yeah. And then he just fucks about. Like, like in the first one. Again, not to compare it to it, but Kevin does stuff that like he wasn't allowed to do before.
Watches the film he wasn't allowed to watch, orders a cheese pizza for himself because everybody ate his cheese pizza. All the things that he missed out on, he gets to do on his own, asserting his independence. This poor little boy makes some Lego, which is something he would have done anyway.
He makes some Lego, he puts his dad's suit on, he puts his mum's dress on, puts his dad's suit back on again, and then reenacts a scene from Scarface with sweets and candy.
Yeah.
Did I miss that part?
Nope.
It's where he sat at the table with like the big pile of M&Ms and he's spraying cream in his face. And I'm like, I don't like this. Yeah. It's a long sequence.
Again, we were short on runtime. This is this is a 60-minute film at best that for some reason has been stretched out to 90.
Which it should have been about a 2-hour film because they could have flushed out anything else.
Oh yeah, anything. The stuff that needed to be in this film, not in sight. We'll get to Coke bottles later. Don't you worry. We have some things to talk about.
Next scene, we're at a Christmas fair of some kind. The daughter wants this expensive dress. Pam says she can't afford it. Rich Auntie May goes, I'll buy it because I don't want to see you being sad or something. They're taking pictures with Santa. There's more bollocks about hard drive backups and data migration. I'm like...
Ellie Kemper curses the cloud for the 20th time.
Yeah. And then they go back to... the child...
The little kid,
The little kid steals a little Rasta Christmas ornament.
There's our first hint as to what the outcome will be.
Yeah. And they go back to the house. They're decorating the tree while watching a sci-fi futuristic version of the Angels with Dirty Faces.
See, this is the bit I really wanted to see because this would have been a nice nod to have sort of acknowledged again. But again, I think I could just see red still at this point.
It's not even a nod though. It's like a massive whiplash head smash.
But the worst part about this bit is his fake Paul Shear's. I say fake Paul Shear because that's all he reminded me of. Fake Paul Shear. His comment of why remake the classics.
Wink, wink, wink at the camera. Look, we're doing a bit.
Yeah, he said, I think said that why make the classics they're never as good.
If you're gonna try and pull off that line, you better be damn sure.
I wonder if that was one of the writers.
That it's going to be good.
One of the hired writers put that in as a dig to the execs going, yeah, have that one. Why are we remaking this?
That whiffs of the studio going, you need to put this in.
Yeah, we need to remind people that this is a good film.
Yeah.
It isn't.
No. Spoilers.
4.5.
And then I've just got tremendous amounts of nonsense happen.
For some reason, I've got written down Lisa needs braces. I think that was when.
Hello, plan.
I think that was when Ellie Kemper was having a flashback.
Oh, she does have that bit where everyone's yelling at her.
Yeah, that's all I could picture was Lisa needs braces.
We blow some of the CG budget by having the upside down face doll MacGuffin to suddenly start talking.
Chewable morphine. It was. And she's like, right, we have to go and do this now because we can't leave this house. She does one of Craig's favourite scenes where she has the flashbacks.
Is this fucking ruining somewhere in my memory? One of the greatest Christmas songs to come out of Home Alone. The beautiful, beautiful Loss of Innocence song, and we waste it with Ellie Kemper staring at a Christmas tree as she fades through non-consequential moments from her life. And I'm just like, you've got some gall to play this.
When they first moved in, when they're expecting their first child, when they're expecting their second child, and when they have the first Christmas where all the children can walk together. My point is, her daughter is what, 14, 15?
Yep.
When she
got a 1960s tube
they've
TV.
Got like a massive old telly. And I'm like, it's only 13, 14 years ago, mate.
Joe, details don't matter.
No, I think, it's to show that it's the passage of time, but it's still
John Williams is spinning in his grave.
Pissed me off.
Andy Williams is spinning in his grave. Andy Williams.
He didn't think he was going to do Moon River.
We're just going to Simpsons stuff now.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
It's more funny than this.
They now both agree that they have to go and rob this house.
Yeah.
For some reason, Max has got it into his head that they're trying to rob him to sell him to some old ladies.
They've overheard them saying something about an ugly little boy referring to the doll, because also, that's how you refer to the doll.
When he first met Rob Delaney made a joke about
selling his kids,
how he didn't get that much money for selling his kids, how much money he'd get for this doll.
I mean, this is the loosest of loose ways to get some conflict in this.
Oh wait, did we get the church bit? Yeah, actually.
Let's go for it now. They went to church.
Oh, they go to church because the daughter is singing in the church. Everyone else has got church robes on, and she's got this strapless dress.
No, this is the practice one. This isn't the real one, because this is where she's practicing, and fucking Jojo shitface is trying to steal kids for toys for the needy.
I thought it was the same. It was the same concept.
I thought it was the same thing. But...
No, because that's during the day. Bit.
Because they drive off. It is the same day.
It's the same.
Because he comes in and he's like, "Oh, can I have a shopping trolley? Because I'm a little fat boy and I deserve all these toys." And the old woman goes, "Who are you and why are you here?" That's what this film should have been called.
What I think you've done there, Craig, is spot a continuity error.
It's not.
Where it was broad daylight when he went in there to go get the toys.
I will explain to you now. I remember it. The old lady that they're talking to, they think it's his German grandma, and so they go, "We need to leave urgently to get milk." They drive to his house, but there's too many people there. There's like a UPS van, and they say, "We'll come back at night."
Ah, yes.
And I was like, "Well, what was the point in you leaving church in the first place then?"
Well, they still. Oh yeah, is that when they get the phone call or the video?
That's when and then they decide to break. They come back later. They try to climb over the back wall in slow motion.
Yeah, the video is later. The video is when he's dressed as Santa before the actual break-in. This is. We'll get to that. Let's talk about the 5-minute slow-mo climb wall, which ends with Rob Delaney farting in Ellie Kemper's space. Always the sign of a good film.
On the churchy scene.
Yes.
They went when the Jojo Rabbit kid was outside. Max, thank you. Sorry. He was at like a nativity. It was quite a large nativity scene.
Yes.
Which in my head, I thought, so that's where the upside down baby head's going to end up, because it was about that size. It looked
that
like
would have made a modicum of sense.
Don't write this script for them. Nobody wrote a script for this. Don't put that much effort in.
It's those Family Guy manatees.
It's also the church where Keenan came back and said, "This is your deadline for accepting this offer." Which was
why are you in church? Stop following me.
I think that's what he said as well, to be honest.
So yes, I don't know why at this point they didn't just go over to the child and say, "Excuse me, have you got that doll?
Can we have our doll back, please?"
Well, especially when they thought the German grandma was there. That's
go and speak to a grown-up.
An adult to speak to.
Yeah, no.
She may be German. She lives in the country. I can guarantee you, she will speak English.
Well, Ellie Kemper picked up German fairly sharpish. I did Duolingo for 6 months.
That's only because she was trying to do her best Adolf Hitler impression, because she went in full force with some of that German.
Yeah. Well, Germans have kind of aggressive language like that, yeah. They climb up this wall in a series of shenanigans. Rob Delaney farts in Ellie Kemper's face in slow motion.
Yeah.
It was this that we discovered that they clearly cut around the the kid
Yeah.
and asks Rob Delaney and
To come back for
Ellie
reshoot.
Kemper, to Phil, essentially.
Yeah, they climb over this wall and then they go, "Oh look, a gate," and I go, "Oh, just shoot me in the throat."
Can you imagine if the original Home Alone spent 75% of its runtime just focusing on fucking Harry and Marv
Yes.
driving around in their van?
Just like eating pot noodles and
Yeah,
like
That's
watching
what
the
this
Discovery
film
Channel.
is.
Good film.
Yeah, because in that one though, they're legitimate bad guys. In this, these are just people who were
Yeah,
treated
down on the luck.
to abuse
Yeah.
by a child that should have been thrown off a cliff birth. Hated it. I'm sure Archie Yates is a lovely young man, but
I'm
in
sure he
this,
is.
I want to burn him with
Look.
a torch.
So far, he's been in 2 films. I liked him in Jojo Rabbit.
He's 50-50, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing all right. It's not
One of them, he was in 3 scenes. The other one,
Craig,
he was
I'm
the
trying to build
lead
him
of the
up.
film.
And the other one, he's in 3 scenes.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
even though his face is the poster.
So they climb over this fence, they break into this house, and lo and behold, it's the wrong house. It's
Oh.
this African American family
who are all deaf apparently because they made a
who
lot
don't
of noise.
notice these 2 white people dripping wet,
Yeah.
one of them reeking of farts.
So if it wasn't good enough that we've just had to suffer through 5 minutes of them trying to climb a wall, we now have to suffer through 5 minutes of them trying to escape from a pool.
Yep,
The
they
pool
walk
has a
across the
cover on
pool,
it.
it's got a cover, snow on it,
and snow on it.
they fall in, and then instead of just like swimming to the edge,
Yeah, we
they
flail
roll around
around
in it like they've never seen Blue Peter, have they?
No.
Because that's covered often on Blue Peter, how to escape from a pool with a cover on it in snow.
Do
Yeah,
we then
they-
get... Oh god.
No, then they go home, don't they?
Yeah, I think
and then it's like, oh, we'll come back tomorrow night, and I'll dress as Santa because a kid will not question Santa coming into his house on Christmas Eve.
yes. And
The
I
kid
think he
hears all
this,
this and he's
smacks it.
like, right, I'm gonna
Next time, I'll be ready.
put my stilts on and draw up a battle plan.
Yeah.
Is this the second and final buzz scene now as well?
No, I think the second buzz scene we skipped over because it was
skipped
over.
inconsequential to the plot. But yes,
It's consequential, but he mentions the fact that his brother
Kevin.
pranks him every year.
by saying that
By
there's a
saying there's a
child
kid
home
home alone.
alone somewhere. Thus,
he's
Why
been
has
warned.
Kevin not been arrested for wasting police time?
Yeah.
Filing a false report.
So well done, Home Sweet Home Alone. You've retroactively made the original worse by
Yep.
ruining one of their
By saying that
beloved
Kevin
characters.
grows up to be a bitter old man.
I think it's just to show that they at least phoned it in from
it shares
Japan.
the same universe.
Yeah, but
Before they
from
come
Japan, I
back
think
as well, the next night, we get Aisling B insulting a Japanese lady
Yes,
at the airport.
being racist, being slightly racist to a Japanese woman at the airport.
only the second scene to show her trying to come back.
Yep,
Yep.
we're now 2/3 of the way through that plot point. Don't worry, we're going to fast get to the next one.
And then I
not
think
to compare
after
it
the
to
swimming
first,
pool
but
bit
Catherine
as
O'Hara
well.
met John Candy.
Yeah, and we get that great bit about him telling the polka song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Polka Kings of the Northwest.
all improvised. That.
Yeah, but no,
But good.
Instead we get someone sat on a plane with somebody staring over their shoulder.
Even though he's got his own screen.
Not panicking trying to get back. Just
No, just
I
sitting
got
there,
the first flight out.
staring at the
Sweet.
screen.
Yeah.
Staring at the screen ain't going to go any faster, is it? And that's the last time we see her until right at the very end of this film.
Yeah.
Yep.
So well done there, Aisling B. So now we get the battle plans.
Montage.
Remember in the original
Drawings.
Home Alone where everything that we'd seen throughout the film was somehow become useful in laying the traps for the robbers? None of that. Not a damn thing.
He does use a Hot Wheels, but yeah. And the
Excellent.
Lego.
He also
Yeah,
had
well,
drawings
the
on his
Lego
wall
is
that were too
ju-
high for him to reach.
Yeah, I said he put his stilts on for that.
He never done that. I know
Stilts,
him
mate.
more.
Stilts. So yeah, he fills it. I does all this stupid, absolute bollocks.
Butter on the stairs,
Put on the stairs, filing through the
soaring through the
banisters.
yeah.
spindles of the banisters, smashing up his Legos and all this other bollocks. And I'm like, how long's left in this now?
Putting some sellotape over a garden tap.
Yeah.
That'll pay off.
Yep.
Shouldn't have done.
And then we go back to Pam and Jeff, who are sitting with their family. His brother has bought very expensive gifts for the children, and they're like, we can't accept them.
It's Christmas Eve, isn't it? I think
Yeah, it's
it is.
Christmas
Yeah,
Eve.
it's
They're like,
Christmas Eve, yeah.
they're going to come back at midnight because that's when Santa would strike. So they come back. They're lying in bed, and as Auntie May goes upstairs, she goes, "It's only half an hour till Christmas." And at that point, I stopped it, and there's exactly 30 minutes left, and I wanted to die a bit.
Yeah. Well, you have to have 30 minutes of slapstick. That's how every
Yes.
Home Alone film ends. And at this
he
point, you
also-
sit there going, "This better be good. This
get-
better be fucking good."
We get all the prep. We also get Satan's tiny hot sauce, which made me chuckle a little bit because it's just a fun thing. And then they go back. He's iced they crash the car again.
He ices not just the driveway, the entire street.
But it's mentioned for some reason numerous times up to that of how to slide into a skid or turn into a slide or
steer out of it. Yeah, and again, nothing happens.
Unnecessary.
No, their airbags explode. They struggle to get up the driveway because it's all icy. Fanny's about turning the lights off and on. Yeah. Who cares?
Booby traps. There's some cookies on the doorstep that's made with hot sauce, and you're just like, why would anybody pick up these cookies anyway?
I often eat food off the floor. Well, actually, that's kind of true. I do. It's only my house, isn't it?
10-second rule, 12-second rule.
Yeah. And then she goes into the backyard and he starts lobbing 20 bottles of industrial-sized fucking Coke at her.
He's put Mentos in.
Yeah. Just no setup for this at all. This was my big gripe. This would have been an easy fix. Start of the film, when he goes into product placement BMW, walk past a big stack of pop and go, why do we need to have so much of this? Done. You've set it up. You've acknowledged it.
As you said to me earlier, stop writing it for them.
No, instead, he just starts lobbing Mento-filled fucking bottles of Coke at Ellie Kemper going, my parents buy in bulk. It's like, okay, brilliant, well done.
At this point where she goes, okay, can we just have a chat for a second?
Can we chat? And he's like, no, I am a knobhead.
But no, there's no. Luckily we did get our let me explain moments, which
right at the very end, and also by that point I completely stopped caring.
Yeah, that's because we don't have a lovable tramp in the park to have a heartbreaking moment at the end of the film.
She goes and stands in like a side ginnel bit, and he runs into the house, puts a sparkler on a Hot Wheels, and sets fire to her legs somehow.
Just her feet.
Well, just her feet, sorry.
Which would have been easily fixable with all the snow around.
Snow, you just put your feet in the snow.
Yeah, you just put your feet in the snow. Instead, she goes to the aforementioned tap that has been sealed up, and it lightly sprays her in the face. Good one,
shoes. Yeah. She puts her shoes, takes her shoes off, goes into the house while
her hair's all frozen up like the Cigarette Mary.
Yeah, because we all have to look like a fucking cartoon character at this point in the film.
I believe Rob Delaney comes in the front door and gets twatted in the face with a billiard ball.
Billiard ball that's loaded into a t-shirt gun. Yeah. And as mentioned, would not work. There is not enough pressure in one of those to fire a quite heavy billiard ball out of.
No. Although it is how Maud Flanders died.
It is, you're right. But she she fell off the back.
That was it wasn't the t-shirt that killed her.
No,
the t-shirt that accelerated the fall, though.
Yeah.
And then like a whole series of bullshit happens.
This is supposed to be the highlight of a Home Alone film. This is supposed to be
the thing. Left me cold.
When I'm looking at a screen where Ellie Kemper has CG drawing pins in her face, I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we here?
She goes into a room with Lego and has to swim backwards through it.
Again, not compared to the first one, but I am doing. The good thing about traps and stuff was like you had the Christmas baubles that were required and various other things.
Christmas-based things.
Yeah.
But this was just like random garbage.
Random bits of nonsense.
What's around the stairs?
They're climbing up the stairs. They keep falling down the stairs.
How much butter would that require?
They buy in bulk.
Oh yeah, sorry.
And then like Rob Delaney keeps getting hit with like flour
and sugar and
other nonsense.
And we're all just looking at each other going, why are we here still?
Yeah. Ellie Kemper gets to the top and the kid keeps going, come and chase me. You can't find me. She goes into a room and he set up a treadmill to fire weights, like lifting weights at her.
Even that would have been good had we seen someone on the treadmill previously, but never mind.
No, which would have fucking killed her if it had hit her. So that kid would be liable for murder then. Yeah.
Also, I don't care how fast you're running that treadmill, you put in like a large weight on there, the best it's going to do is slide off slightly onto the floor. It's not going to launch like it's been fired out of a fucking cannon.
No. She bounces down the stairs because she's got one of them big yoga balls. Getting shot in the head.
CG Ellie Kemper. Lovely. It's like a PS2 cutscene.
At what point do we have the attempted murder with the icicles?
That's coming
up. Yeah, that's when Delaney tries to jump out the window after
Rob Delaney gets up to the top and the kid goes, aha, you can't catch me.
Oh, no, a ladder.
Jumps off the thing and he goes, oh, there's a ladder there. And he's like, I'm not going to take the ladder. In between the one floor drop from Rob Delaney coming to there, he manages to pull one of the legs of this trampoline up, which twats Rob Delaney into a tree.
Launches him into a tree like we're watching Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon the while working it.
Yeah. Which wouldn't work, because there's not like he would have just hit the ground.
Yeah.
Sorry. And his tooth falls out. Ha 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 ha! Hilarious. Remember that bit in The Hangover where his tooth falls out and everyone laughs?
Remember that bit in Home Alone where Joe Pesci loses his gold tooth, which had been set up throughout the film.
Yeah.
Yes.
Set up and pay off.
Wow.
They both come back in. Ellie Kemper manages to get a gun, not a real gun, like a Nerf gun, points at him.
Yeah.
And then
I think we've missed the.
we missed the VR bit.
Yeah.
Worst part, God.
Get
in line.
After getting twatted in the head with the billiard ball, he puts a VR headset on him, and because Rob Delaney is such like an absolute fucking idiot.
My assumption was that he was just so concussed that he just fell for it.
Yeah, it's stupid. But the end of this thing anyway, he's got a gun trained on Rob Delaney, who's got like a massive golf ball on his head now. She's got a gun trained on him. For some reason, she decides to just leap off this balcony.
Yeah, she grabs hold of a rope, which is just hanging loose from the ceiling, and Pratt falls into the floor, and you're just like, well, that one's on you. You deserve that one.
And the kid's like, oh, it's only because I've been left home alone. Second name of the film. And she's like, oh, you poor little rascal. This is all just jinx, innit? This is all just hijinks. This is all just shenanigans.
You didn't steal our doll. You stole a can of orange soda.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they go, oh, well, you have to come and stay with us now, despite the fact you've literally, like, bruised our insides. And then it turns out, like, the next day, that kid who nicked the thing has this doll. They throw it. Rob Delaney, like, misses massively. Ellie Kemper smashes her face into a wall because, again, reasons. And Max catches this doll, gives it them. And then his mum shows up and he's like, oh, well done. Great. They do a whole bit about a home is not a house without someone in it, something.
At which point I'm like, don't try and fucking crowbar sentiment into this film now.
That was
too
it.
late.
It felt very much like with 10 minutes left, sentiment, whap it in there now.
They made that sound like, oh, maybe we can sell the house because as long as your family's there, then you are home. But no.
Yeah, but they've got the doll now, so they ain't moving.
Yeah,
that's true.
Ashlyn B and the kid go back to the house and it's all plasterboard falling down as they walk in. Ha 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 ha, hilarity.
Again.
Smash cut 1 year later.
No, you've committed a fatal sin of a Home Alone film here by fast forwarding.
Smash cut 1 year later. They're all sitting around a table having Christmas dinner, which appears to be sloppy steaks.
Sloppy steaks.
Oh, somewhat weird looking anyway. And we just get this fucking schmaltzy cheese ball ass nonsense. And I wanted to die.
They have a little, Rob Delaney can have a little look because he's allowed a can of soda now.
Yeah. Oh, Rob Delaney's now working for the Cloud, and the Cloud never sleeps. Cloud.
Yeah, and we mentioned the Cloud.
Was, in that final scene, was the dad there or not?
Yes.
Was he there?
No.
Back of it, no, he wasn't.
It was Pete Holmes again.
For one day as well.
Yeah, Pete Holmes had invited himself down because we had obviously miscast the dad, and we're trying to retroactively think, now Pete Holmes is the dad. Yeah, that quite eloquently describes this film.
Yeah.
1.4.
Yeah, and then it ends, and I go, it makes me like the original one more. And it makes me dislike the original a little bit more. This film, it commits the ultimate sin of ruining the original. No, I never liked the original that much anyway, but it made me realise that the original is a timeless sort of Christmas film. It could be set whenever because it isn't aged.
Almost as if master craftsman John Hughes wrote it.
Yes, well.
All right, I'm going to ask the question. Score out of 10. You whittled me down from a 5 to a 4.4, Craig. Well done.
I can deal with that. It's taking it below average. That's a success.
I guess less than Pumpkin Pie was. Come on, Anthony, you're better than that.
You know. I'm going to go 4.5.
Ooh.
Both insane. You're both absolutely insane. 1.3. Boom.
Right,
done.
what did you give Breaking Legs?
Right.
You give Breaking Legs 2.3, Craig.
I don't give a damn. I put that fucking film back on in front of me again. I will never ever set eyes on this film again. I hated this so much.
He's literally angry listeners.
I'm not. Unfortunately, I can't really convey it in this small podcast, but I have been ranting at these two for the majority of today about this film.
Oh, yeah, it really has.
Yep. Right, let's get through this then.
Wait, do you want to know where that ends up?
No.
Based on the average, by the way, out of the 34 films we've watched, that comes 28.
Good.
That's a lie. 24. I didn't realize I watched a film called Home Sweet Home as well.
Oh, that's Hammers. Hammers the film, that one, yeah.
Yeah. Right, Little Fat Kids in Jojo Rabbit. Ellie Kemper's in The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Rob Delaney's in Deadpool 2. The writer and director of this film, Dan Mazer, co-created most of fucking Sacha Baron Cohen's characters and wrote all the material for them. Fuck this film. That's the most you're getting out of me. Movie Guide, where are you?
You got your hand up.
Keenan was in it from Saturday Night Live.
You've got your 3 actors. That's it. 3 actors and director. That's you know
Daly-
the format.
Mikey Dale was also a writer.
Bed on for this bit. It's not worth it.
Mikey Dale was a writer. He's in Saturday Night Live.
What has MovieGuide.org given it on its...
Saturday Night Live,
What's MovieGuide.org giving this out of it? It's -4 to +4. If you don't know what the rating system is, listen to an older show.
I'm gonna guess.
I'd like to apologise on behalf of Craig for his wild rants now. He's angry.
I'm gonna guess 1. +1, yeah.
No,
because it espouse the virtues of family, but there is violence and some other nonsense.
Attempted murder, Joe.
There's attempted murder. Yeah. And it's made Craig angry as well. I don't like Craig. It's not as much fun.
0, 0, 0.
You're going 0?
Yeah.
No, it's a -1, this one, for moderate violence.
That's it, moderate.
I would read out all the violence, but it literally just describes every pratfall that's in there. Yeah, there's no sex, there's no nudity. In miscellaneous immorality, there are a few mentions of Santa Claus. I do declare.
Wait, they don't believe Santa exists?
Nah, it's Satan Claus, isn't it, mate?
Oh, mate,
Christmas is about
Belschnickel.
Christmas is about Jesus, not about Santa.
No, Christmas is about the birth of our Lord and Savior, Santa Claus.
Also, rearrange the letters of Santa, Joe.
As gnats.
Satan, Joe.
Well, don't worry. They get a few points across here that make sure that it does have some Christian values. In one scene, Max stares at a nativity scene featuring the baby Jesus and his human parents,
as opposed to his robot parents.
Yes. And in another longer scene, a church choir sings "Oh Holy Night."
That does happen.
Yep. Take your wins where you can. There, Christian website. You've done well there. So yeah, it's all in all. This is. What can I say? I'm
angry.
I am
so
ending.
Angry.
Thus ends Craig Facts for another week.
Oh, fine. You'd be pleased to know, Craig, that a lot of the reviews feel exactly how you feel about this film.
Shock.
Let's go into them. I got one good and 2 bad, because let's stick with traditions. 1 out of 10 by Alan Mitchell, 3025. Is it actor Nick Frost's son? Worst remake, even though he's not called that. Worst remake since National Lampoons, which I feel is unfair. Is this a horror movie? The casting is so bad. However, the movie is far worse than the cast. The violence was far worse than the original. True. How could you laugh when you're on the side of the house sellers? The plot was crazy and had racist slurs towards the English kid.
Did it?
I think they called him a limey prick. They didn't call him a prick.
Brat.
Limey brat. That's probably bad.
Is limey.
Limey is an American term, an Australian term for British people, because we used to eat limes to stop scurvy, and Americans are like, fruit, get out of here.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
At least I learned something today.
The 10 out of 10, love this by a load of numbers and letters.
Love this by writer of Home Sweet Home Alone.
No. It's definitely better than 3.
See, I disagree.
Hi there.
It's definitely better than 3. 4 is a disaster, and 5 is one we've watched every Christmas since it came out.
So this is null and void.
But falls short. Let me finish. Falls just short of 1 and 2. Just short of 1 and 2, which is not surprising.
Null and void. Wow.
Considering we watched Jingle All the Way, which is considered a flop by some, but is firmly established as a Christmas family favourite, which some people will obviously disagree with, me being one of them. It's Christmas. It's time for over-the-top kids' films, and this is one of them. The 6th instalment has been watched several times already by our family.
Last week.
Only came out 2 weeks ago. Good Lord.
And enjoyed each and every time.
It's not even Christmas yet. Why are they watching it?
This is the best bit, right? Love watching Rob in this part since we've been watching him in Catastrophe. Now, if you haven't watched Catastrophe, I recommend you do, because it's very, very funny, but it's very, very rude.
Yeah.
Like, very rude indeed.
Compared to this.
Yeah. So this is the Venn diagram of Home Alone 6 and Catastrophe. These people right in the middle here. All the other actors and actresses were good too. We really enjoyed this film, and we'll be rewatching it for years to come at Christmas time.
No, you won't.
No, you shouldn't.
This is the first one on the bonfire.
Christ.
In fact, we'll set up our thing now of what was it you suggested earlier?
Lump of coal or Satsuma?
Yeah.
Well, I
Lump of
think according
coal.
to the thing, it gets a giant lump of coal.
It's not in Christmas rotation either.
And finally, no, but it has to be at Christmas. And finally, 1 out of 10.
Yep.
This film deserves negative stars.
Yes.
By best name ever, Digital
well.
Beach Bum 25.
Ooh.
This is a rip-off attempt at the original, which was a classic. This is an insult to the original movie.
Right.
Can you call it a rip-off attempt if it's by the same people?
It's not by anybody.
It's not by the
involved.
same people, though.
I mean, like I
No,
said
no,
to you,
but
they had the audacity to put John Hughes as a story credit in the fucking credits.
Yeah.
A
John
rip-off
Hughes'
to the-
ghost is angry.
A rip-off to the original is one of the film that we watched last year with Danny Glover in.
Yeah, a rip-off would be Transmorphers against, like, Transformers, yeah.
This is a just dodgy remake.
Yes,
by the same franchise.
This is a low-budget, poorly written, and poorly executed attempt at making a movie where a kid is home alone during Christmas and must do battle with criminals. Correct. This movie stunk so bad, it lost me within the first 5 minutes. At 10 minutes, I left the room. It was made for people with no IQ, no maturity, no sense of quality, or humour. All the characters in the movie are annoyingly terrible people. The kids, the adults, and even the extras. They all stink.
I get over the fact that they left the room rather than just pressing stop on their TV.
I've got to leave it running, mate.
Yeah, got to get that view count up.
The movie attempts with too much effort to try and be funny. Everything feels like it is forced, and the responses from the actors reading their lines is like watching cardboard cutouts disintegrate in the rain. Digital Beach Bum 25, we salute you, sir.
Yes, good work, sir.
But yeah, the overwhelming amount of reviews I found on IMDb and a negative.
Going into this film, I'd seen nothing but bad press about this film and how bad it was going to be. Just before I started watching this, I looked at our WhatsApp group and there was a message from Anthony going, you know what? It's not that bad, you know.
No, I said it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And I stand by that. I thought, because based on the trailer, we all said this looks awful.
I had high hopes that this was going to be, that there was going to be enough in this to make it even mildly entertaining. There was nothing. There was no sound.
Craig, we've been watching these films now for a long time.
Yeah.
You've got to get those expectations to the ground.
Yeah.
No.
Anything above it is
always going
bonus.
hopeful. Always going hopeful.
Which is why it was better than I thought. In conclusion, this was Home Sweet Home Alone. This was day one also of our Hallmark and Greatness Advent 24 days.
Jamboree.
Jamboree.
Yes.
If you'd like to keep up to date with all things Hallmark and Greatness, follow us on Twitter at Hallmark and Great, Instagram at Hallmark and Greatness. Email us at hallmarkandgreatness@gmail.com. If you've got any Christmas recommendations, please get in touch. Find us on Facebook. Joe's got a Twitch channel. Have you anything final to say regarding this, our first 24 films for this month?
Can only get better than this.
I'm not sure about that, Craig.
Hey, I'm upstairs.
That'll do. See you tomorrow. Come back.
See you tomorrow, guys. Bye.
Bunch of freaks.